Hey guys, how's it going? So my name is METALHEADxLEE, and in this video I'm going to talk about the Xbox reveal live event, which was broadcasted live yesterday and was basically a live event to reveal the new Xbox. So I'm just going to talk about some of the features that were released, some of the details, some of the cool new features. I've also got some images here that were from the live event, which I'll throw on screen as I'm talking about things, and I may also throw in some footage from the stream. So I'm just going to start with some of my basic first thoughts on the live event. So basically overall I thought the live event was good. I really enjoyed it. I watched the whole thing apart from a little bit. I think I missed a little bit because I refreshed the stream and the page wouldn't load, probably because there's that many people trying to watch it. But I enjoyed the stream a lot. I thought they presented it very well. It was on time. The counter they had counting down from 10 minutes or whatever, as the event was starting, they started right on time, which is really, I liked that a lot because I was waiting. So they started on time. I liked that. The people presenting were all really well spoken. They were interesting. They weren't boring. Because I remember when I watched the PlayStation live event, some of the people, the presenters, were kind of boring, and I lost interest pretty quickly with that. But I thought the Xbox presenters and whoever they were, the developers of some of the games, were really good. So the first big reveal on the live event was the name of the new Xbox. So you've probably seen it already. It's been on Twitter non-stop trending. You've probably seen it on the title of this video. So the new Xbox is going to be called the Xbox One. So there was a lot of rumors before this. It was going to be called Infinity, Durango, 720, but it's going to be called One. So the basic idea that I can see why they're calling it One is because Xbox have this vision or idea that the new Xbox is going to be your central entertainment device. So it's going to be the one device that you're going to use for everything, for TV, for gaming, for music, for movies, for talking with friends, for Facebook, for internet. So that's their idea, that you're going to use this one device for everything. So I think it's not a bad name. I think it could have been better. I liked Infinity, I did. Infinity was kind of cool to me, but Xbox One, it's a cool name. We'll get used to it. It's easy to say, it's quick, and yeah, it's not a bad name, so I'm not too bothered with the name, to be honest. The name doesn't matter. So some of the specs that were released for the new Xbox, I'll throw a picture of the new Xbox One up now. You can see the controller, the Xbox, and the new Kinect sensor, which I'll all talk about eventually in this video. So the specs of it that were released and confirmed is that it's going to have 8GB of RAM. This is the same as the PS4, and it was pretty much, this is one of the rumors that most people were pretty much certain about. It's going to have an 8-core CPU. It's going to have a 500GB hard drive, which should be more than enough for most games. Most games, they're not that big, so 500GB will hold a lot of stuff for you. A Blu-ray, which is going to be a big step up from the old Xbox. We're now on par with the PlayStation. So Blu-ray, we can play Blu-rays on it. Hopefully there'll be more games and stuff like that, more space. So that's pretty cool. That's expected too. Wasn't that surprising? There's HDMI in and out, which again is not surprising, and it's also going to have a USB 3.0 ports for your USB 3 devices, which is again not that surprising because USB 3 is the new thing out there that everyone's using. So that's about it for the specs that were released. Again, I'm not going to go into much detail about some of the specs. I'm just basically listing some of the stuff up that were released in case you missed it or you just want to recap. So you can see the image. The Xbox, it looks, the first time I saw it on the live event, first thing I thought was, whoa, this thing looks massive, and it does look pretty big. It's pretty boxy. Most of the comments I've seen on Twitter and places like that said it looks like a VHS player, which it kind of does. It looks very rectangular. It's very straight. There's not many curves. But I think it does look kind of cool. I gotta admit, it looks pretty cool. It looks a lot like the slim Xbox 360, although there's not as many curves, and it looks slightly bigger, I have to admit. So also I'll talk about the controller and the Kinect sensor in a little bit. So that's about it. You can see that it just looks like an Xbox. It looks really, I guess what they're going for in the design, it does look like something you'd have under your TV. It looks like a skybox. It looks like a Freeview box. So I guess they're going for that, so it'll kind of look like a piece off your living room or something like that. I don't know. So the next thing is the Connect sensor. So let's just get an image of this up now. So we can see that I never really used Connect before. I never owned the first Connect sensor, so I don't really know what I'm talking about with this, but I've got a list here of some of the stuff. So it's been completely redesigned. It now has a 1080p camera. It has a USB 3.0 for faster streaming. It's got a wider field of view so that you can be closer to the device. It can track more body joints, so if you're using like one of those fitness games, then your joints will be tracked more, so it'll be more accurate and give you more accurate experience. And so one of the other things that were also demonstrated in the live event was a new or upgraded voice activation feature. So one of the cool things is that the Connect sensor can recognize your voice. So when you want to play your Xbox, you want to turn it on, instead of pressing the on button on the box, you can say Xbox on, or I think it's Xbox power on. You can watch the stream again. I'll put a link in the description for the stream. It's something like Xbox on, and the Xbox will come on. So that's pretty cool. It's probably more of a gimmick than anything. I probably will end up not using it because my accent, it's not the most clear accent in the world. So I don't know how well it'll work for me. But that was pretty cool. I watched that. They demonstrated some other moves and stuff. You can use gestures. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. The camera can be used for Skype as well, which is another feature that I'll talk about later as well. It's going to have Skype, which is pretty cool. So that's about it. So the controller next. So the controller looks pretty similar to the Xbox 360 controller, with a few slight differences. You can see the Xbox Dual, which is the Xbox guide button, is pretty much pushed up. It looks like they've added like a little bit on the top of the controller and put the Dual there. The rest looks pretty similar. The D-pad has been redesigned. There's no kind of ring around it now, it's more flat. The thumbsticks look redesigned. They look actually quite nice. I'm really impressed by the thumbsticks. They look like they've got some sort of grip on them. The X, Y, A, B is pretty much the same. The buttons look similar. You've got your back and start as looks like there. Some new things, there's an integrated battery compartment. And from what I understand from this is it's basically going to be, I guess, a more reliable and more durable battery, but it looks flatter. It's not the same kind of battery pack that you've got in the Xbox 360 controller, so it's going to be, I think it's going to feel a lot more like a wired controller for the Xbox 360. It's obviously going to still have the weight with the battery in there, but I think that's pretty cool that they flattened it out a little bit. And it should be a little more comfortable to hold, because I know with the 360 controller, the battery pack does get a little bit cramped in there with your fingers and stuff spread out. So it'll have integrated Wi-Fi, which I guess is for it to connect wirelessly. Again, I'm not an expert in this. I'm just reading and reposting what I've heard. So integrated Wi-Fi, it's going to have impulse force feedback triggers. So I don't know what this means in technical terms, but I'm guessing it's going to be more responsive triggers and they're going to feel nicer and stuff like that. Then, as I said, there's going to be the new directional pad, which looks pretty nice actually. So yeah, that's about it for the controller. So the back of the Xbox, you can see an image up here now. So we've got the power input, which is you're going to connect to your mains. We've got a HDMI out. You've got your SPDIF for your optical audio. You've got HDMI in, and you've got two USB 3.0 ports. Then you've got your Connect port, and you've got a Ethernet port for your internet. So that's pretty basic there. It's nothing really out of the ordinary. So some of the other features that were revealed in the live stream were multitasking. So multitasking, they showed this off. I'll try and get a clip off it and put it up in the video now. So basically multitasking is that you can do multiple things at once. It's pretty standard. Most phones nowadays you can do multitasking. So if you're familiar, if you have an Android phone or if you've got an iPhone, then you're probably familiar with this already. So multitasking, they showed it off as you can play a game and then you can switch to TV, you can switch to music, you can switch to internet, you can switch to Skype, you can switch to anything live immediately just by saying a command I think they used. So you can also connect to cable TV, which I'm not too familiar with as I live in the UK in Northern Ireland, so I'm not sure if this is going to be available to us here. It's probably more for Americans, but yeah, you can watch cable TV on it. I don't know how that's going to work. As I said, you can switch between live TV, game, music and videos just by a voice command. There's also a nice little shift feature, which you can basically, if you're playing a game, You can open up Skype, or you can answer a Skype call while you're playing the game just by, again, voice commands. So moving on to some of the games that were announced at the stream. So the first one that was announced was EA Sports. A representative came on from them and they revealed some of the titles. I can't remember them all, but I'll try and put an image or something up now. There was FIFA 14. That was pretty much it. I'm not really a sports fan, so I kind of zoned out a little bit at this point. Next game they shown was Forza Motorsport 5, which looked pretty good. I was a fan of Forza, I think a few games ago. It's a good game, so I may pick it up when it comes out. But yeah, it looked pretty good, looked nice. Not really much to say about it. Next one was Quantum Break, and this actually looked pretty interesting. It kind of looks like there's a TV show or something. I'm not completely sure, but there was a live thing shown. I don't know what the best way to describe it is. It's kind of like a bridge between the TV show and then the game. You kind of switch between the two. Real actors you see. I don't know if that was the game or if it's just like a commercial for it, but that looks pretty cool. It's a sci-fi horror type of thing, so it looks pretty cool. I'm definitely interested in seeing more about it. So they also announced there's going to be 15 exclusive games for the Xbox within the first year of it releasing, and it's releasing this year, by the way. They announced that too. That's confirmed. Sometime by the end of this year it will be out and we'll be able to play it. So 15 exclusive games. That includes 8 brand new titles, so ones that have not been seen before. So we've got 15 altogether new games coming this year, which should be pretty interesting. So other stuff, another big game that was released next was Call of Duty Ghosts. So we've heard a lot about Call of Duty Ghosts the last few weeks and months. We've had covers leaked, we've had prices and stuff like that leaked, we've had details leaked, we've had covers. I think I've said covers twice. Anyway, so yeah, we've seen a short clip of that, some of the single player, and then they talked about some of the new features. So I'll try and get a clip of this too. I'm not sure if I can repost it or not, but I'll try and put a clip of the campaign gameplay. So it looks pretty cool. I'll admit I wasn't really anticipating this game that much when I first heard about it, but looking at the trailer and the gameplay and some of the new features that they're going to put into it, I'm actually pretty excited about it. I'll definitely be picking it up when it comes out for the Xbox One. So some of the key features they announced was Xbox are going to get first dibs on DLC as usual. We've seen that in the last couple of Call of Duty games. Xbox is going to get the DLC first. Usually a month earlier we get it. There's going to be revamped multiplayer. Now, we don't exactly know what this means. Revamped multiplayer could mean anything from a completely new style of multiplayer, which I'm guessing a lot of people will be upset about, because even though it's not a great game online, a lot of people are complaining about it. A lot of people do actually like it. So they also announced they're going to be using a new engine, which will result in better graphics, hopefully better gameplay, and stuff like that. And just nicer features, nicer details. And also with the gameplay clip we've seen, there's going to be a dog in the campaign, which I think they said was one of the first time it's been done in a long time. So I'm pretty excited for that. The campaign looks good. I think it's going to have one of the best stories a Call of Duty game has had for a while. And yeah, the dog really interests me. For the reason is, you just know the dog's going to die, or it's going to get injured, or it's going to get shot at some point in the campaign. You're going to cry. It's going to happen. You know it's going to happen, and you're going to get attached to the dog like you are any character, and you're going to be upset. So I'm really looking forward to seeing more of that. It looks really nice, I have to say. And, it was kind of difficult to say what the game looks like, the graphics wise, because you're watching a live stream. The quality is not the best, so hopefully we'll see some higher quality gameplay maybe on YouTube in the next few days or so. But yeah, that's about it for Call of Duty Ghosts. So some of the other things that were not as important that were also announced was there's going to be a Halo live action TV show, which will be directed by Steven Spielberg. So I'm assuming this is going to be shown on Xbox. Don't know if it's going to be free or if you have to pay for it, or if it's going to be a monthly thing. But it looks pretty cool. Steven Spielberg's a great director, so that's going to be interesting. So again, some of the other things, I was following closely on Twitter while I was watching the stream, and the general response was, as I said, most people thought the Xbox One looked really boxy. Looks like a VHS player. Lots of people were making jokes about that. People tweeted pictures of them holding a VHS player and saying, I've got the new Xbox One. But most people seemed pleased. There were some mixed reviews saying people were disappointed, but most people seemed pleased with it. Most people were genuinely excited. And yeah, it will ship this year. That was definitely confirmed. And yeah, that's about it. That's about most things that were covered in the live stream. So yeah, let me know what you think of this video, guys. What do you think of the Xbox One? What are your opinions on it? I'll definitely be buying it. I really liked the live stream, I have to say. I was happy with the way they did it. They showed everything I thought they should have shown. They showed the Xbox, they showed some of the games, they showed a lot of the features. There are lots of stuff still to come. Obviously E3 is coming up soon. They've held back some important stuff that they're going to release on E3, as Sony will as well for the PS4, as they have to remain competitive with each other. They can't just release everything now, because if they did release everything now, then at E3 Sony would probably steal the show with announcing all their stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know if I've left anything out. Leave it in the comments so other people can see. I'll leave a link in the description for a link to the live stream. It should still be up. I'm imagining it's going to be on YouTube, probably hundreds of reposts. So anyway guys, as always, I'm METALHEADxLEE, and thanks a lot for watching this video if you lasted the whole way through, and I'll see you next time guys. Bye.